side. You're right. It is a remarkable likeness.
이걸 가져가야 되는데.
Standard views of Lake Titicaca. No time for reading. From puffins, stuffed, carved, molded, painted, a unique collection. Other than the stelae, there is nothing else of interest to sketch in. Other than the stelae, there is nothing else of interest to sketch in here. This is no time to play the fool. Puffins, stuffed, carved, molded, painted. I expect Mateo. Ripley, keep your hands off. I'd better hang on to that for now. An unusual looking clock. I'm still intrigued by some of the interesting objects you have here. Someone here must like puffins.
It is my son, Senor Ripley. Before he became ill, we would travel to the sea to watch the funny little birds. Now he must stay in bed, so I bring them to him. Our house is small and there are puffins everywhere, so some I keep here for decoration.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear he's sick. What do the doctors say?
It is in God's hand.
아들이 아픈데 뭐 퍼핀을 좋아한다고 하네요. 그래서 이거에 대한 사연이 많은 것 같아요.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Vaya con Dios, señor.
이제는 좀 받아라.
This driftwood reminded me of a puffin when I first saw it.
You're right. It is a remarkable likeness.
Your son might like it, and that circular hole, your clock might fit in there.
아들이 좋아할 만한
possible,
퍼핀
yes.
인형을 가져왔어요.
Could we trade?
With the greatest of pleasure, Senor Ripley. Muchísimas gracias. My son will be so excited.
자, 눈알의 나머지
But it is not much of a
부분을
trade.
얻었습니다.
I have gained so much, and you... May I not pay you something?
Don't worry about me. This piece of coral is payment enough.
과분하다. 돈 좀 주겠다 하니까 필요 없다고 하죠.
I'd like to book passage.
Si, senor. And where will you be traveling?
Easter Island.
No problema, senor. When will you be leaving?
Now.
Perdóname, Senor Ripley. Your account is empty. Will you be paying in cash?
Of course, of course.
Very good. Have a good trip, senor.
Madam, excuse me.
You again?
I'm pretty sure I have what you need.
Yes, yes, now the watching God will see again. You are taller. Your deeds make you so.
Why, thank you.
Place your hands on the watching God.
Ah, some sort of arcane ritual. Dr. Twelvetree should see this.
Spread your legs.
watching God.
Madam, I must be out of shape. Your feather-like form is beginning to tell on me, I'm afraid.
Place your hands on the hill.
And spread my legs?
There is something up there. I saw it
위에
when
뭐가
I
있다고
replaced
하네요.
the eye. the bones of the grandfather of my grandfathers. He did not run
조상의
away
뼈라고
in
하네요.
fear. The short ears pushed the watching god on top of him. I will give his bones the rest they deserve, and all will honor him. The watching god sees again, and my family's honor is restored. You are the one for my vision. May you find what you
가족의
seek
명예를 지켜준
on
너에게 이걸
Easter
주겠다.
Can you help me? I'm looking for Easter Island artifacts.
The grandfather of my grandfathers was the keeper of a great secret.
A great secret, eh? I wonder what she meant by that.
자, 할 건 다 했습니다.
I'd better not disturb Dr. Twelvetree's dig. The door to the hut has a padlock on it. Mr. Ripley, gone to the settlement for supplies. Dr. Twelvetree's apparently tried to map the quarry.
지도가 어딨지?
I already have a sketch of the emerald. Nothing of interest to sketch in here. Nothing of interest to sketch in here. I can use Easter Island as the subject of one of my cartoons.
잠시 화장실 좀 갔다 오겠습니다. 물 하나만 먹을게요.
It's now wedged beneath several tons of statue. The door to the hut has a padlock on it. I'd better not disturb Dr. Twelvetree's dig. Looks like a comfortable enough place to live. The door to the hut has a padlock on it. Lots of crevices and holes. This is no time to play the fool. You don't need that. The sea is quite calm in this protected cove. This is no time to play the fool.
뭘 해야 되지? 여기를 뒤져볼까?
The quarry is littered with That massive boulder was obviously destined to become a top. The stone used to fashion the top knots of the statue. The stone used to fashion the top. A patch of clay.
그 보물이 있으면 세계를 구한다니까 뭔가 엄청난 거겠죠? 이 게임은 정말 쉽지가 않습니다. 트렌드에 좀 안 맞죠? 이런 어려움이.
A patch of clay. That won't work.
여기 뭔가 있을 것 같아.
That won't work. A chunk of small. I could never lift the gray rock.
여기에 물을 뿌리고 밀면 될 것 같아요.
This is no time to play the fool. I'm not thinking. Spike to the ground. Might be a tad. You don't need that. A shed with a view. Dr. 12trees uses that wire to hook the door open. I'd better not disturb Dr. 12trees' dig. The sea is quite calm in this. This is no time to play the fool. Watching, I don't know how the Easter... A great secret, eh? It's now... I'm not thinking. You can't do that without a block and tackle to move the statue. I'm not thinking.
Oh, 왔다.
Dr. 12trees.
You haven't seen my pole, have you?
What pole?
I had it propped in the corner of the pit. I drape a tarp over it so I can work in the rain.
I'll keep my eyes open. The watching god can see again. We also found the remains of the old woman's ancestor in a hole in the hillside beneath where the statue lay.
That's terrific news. Did you learn anything from her?
뭘 들었냐고 물어보는데 그 와칭갓 고쳤다고 설명해줬죠.
The hole where her ancestor was buried might be worth searching.
Why didn't you explore it?
I can't reach it on my own.
I'll help. How did you ever manage to shift that statue? Hey, that looks like my pole.
Oh, does it? The watcher's body was in a hole up there.
훔쳐간 봉이 여기 있는데 자기 거랑 비슷한 것 같다고.
I have a great idea. You stand against the hill and give me a boost up.
Now, why didn't I think of that?
아까 그 조상이 뼈가 있던 그 구멍을 찾아보려고 하는
See
거예요.
anything, Doctor?
There's something here, all right.
Sorry. What are they?
Sticks, a red stone, a scallop shell, a starfish, a shark's tooth, and a seahorse, all tied with grass. And a horn made from whalebone.
Gosh, what a find.
The horn might be of interest to you, but it's too recent for me. Not more than 400 or 500 years old. As for the other, I've seen something like it before. The islanders used them as navigation charts. That red stone in the center comes from the quarry. Not of much archaeological significance, unfortunately. Looks like a dead end. I have to get back to my dig. Will you be staying on Easter Island much longer, Mr. Ripley?
I'm not sure. Why?
If you are, I'd better send for a trunk of new clothes.
줄 좀 까느라 죄송합니다.
I'm not This is no time to play the fool.
고래뼈 뿔? 아, 물을 담아가야 되죠?
This is no time to play the fool. You can't do that. You can't do that. The pull cord has securely plugged one end of the horn. I now have a horn.
여기 있습니다. 물을 뿌리고 이 돌을 밀어야 돼요.
This is no time to play the fool. The clay has a wet sheen to it. A natural fissure. I'm not thinking. That massive boulder was obviously destined to become a top knot.
뭔가를 얻었습니다. 롱고롱고 타블렛. 뭔가 적혀있는. 자, 여기 게임 오버가 될 수 있는 중요한 순간이에요. 저장을 해놓도록 합시다.
It's hot here. I can't stand heat.
12 trees
I don't like to sweat. Peasant sweat. I am not a peasant.
구해야 됩니다.
She's not paying attention, Shenkao. I'm insulted. This could be so simple. You tell us where Mr. Ripley is. You tell us what he has learned. You win a prize. We give you your life.
리플리를 찾고 있죠?
What could be simpler than that?
You, if you think I'm going to tell you anything.
Now?
You may hit her, yes.
Oh!
You will answer my questions, Doctor. The only uncertainty in the entire process is how much pain you must endure first.
I wonder if that window is locked.
Where is Mr. Ripley?
신문 중입니다. 여기서 빨리빨리 안 하면 이거 시간 초과로 게임 오버예요.
Where is Mr. Ripley?
저장해주고.
Why did Mr. Ripley come to Easter Island?
You can't do that. Ripley, for heaven's sake, getting yourself killed won't help Dr. 12trees.
이렇게 되면 게임
Shenkao,
오버예요.
see who's in the shed.
이게 게임 오버죠? 로드헤드로 가겠습니다.
Mr. Ripley.
와이어를 뽑고
I'd need wire cutters.
Why
If
did
Dr.
Mr. Ripley
12trees
come
had
to
wanted
Easter
the door open, she would have hooked the wire up herself.
What has Mr. Ripley
스파크
done?
플러그 툴. 돌을 짚어야 되는데
That won't work.
Does Mr. Ripley know Master Lu visited here?
If Dr. 12trees had wanted the Ripley, for heaven's sake, getting
find
yourself
anything
Ripley,
that
for
might help
heaven's sake,
decipher Lu's
getting yourself
pattern?
killed won't help Dr. 12trees.
플러그
I can't remove that bolt by
You may hit her,
hand.
Shenkao.
플러그에 달아주고요.
Now the plug's loose. If I turn it any more and don't have a stopper handy, I'll
Now
have
we
gas
begin
all
again.
over the place. Ripley, for heaven's sake, getting yourself Ripley, for heaven's
Where
sake,
is Mr.
getting
Ripley?
yourself killed won't help Dr. 12trees.
구멍을
Why did Mr. Ripley come to Easter Island?
Ripley, for heaven's sake, getting yourself killed won't help Dr. 12trees.
What has Mr. Ripley learned?
That won't work.
이건 했고
Does Mr. Ripley know Master Lu visited here?
Ripley, for heaven's sake, getting yourself killed won't help Dr. 12trees.
Did he find anything that might help decipher Lu's
Ripley, for
pattern?
heaven's sake, getting yourself killed won't help Dr. 12trees.
You may hit her,
예,
Shenkao.
연결 이렇게 해주고
Oh!
이 코드를
Ripley, for heaven's sake, getting yourself killed won't help Dr. 12trees. The pull cord stretches
저장 한번 해주고요.
from the wire to where it plugs the gas tank drain. Ripley, for heaven's sake, getting yourself killed won't help Dr. 12trees.
Why did Mr. Ripley come to Easter Island?
Ripley, for heaven's sake, getting yourself killed won't. Ripley, for heaven's sake, getting yourself killed won't help. Ripley, for heaven's sake, getting yourself killed won't help Dr. 12trees.
Did he find anything that might help decipher Lou's tablet?
라이터를 돌리고 케이블 이렇게 하면 오겠죠? 자, 도망가도록 합시다.
Shengao, see who's in the shed.
자, 이렇게 나쁜 놈들을 물리쳤습니다.
Doctor, are you okay?
Mr. Ripley, after saving my life,
박사가
you've earned the right to
끝까지
call me
리플리에 대해서
Samantha.
함구해줬어요.
Oh, fine.
로맨스를
I'm
즐기도록
Robert.
합시다.
Yes, you are. But who were they?
I've crossed paths with them before. They're working for whoever's after the seal. I'm very sorry you got stuck in the middle of this.
I misjudged you, Robert. The fate of the world may rest in your hands. I wish I could do more to help.
Maybe you can. I think I've found something. What do you make of it?
바닥에서 찾았던 타블렛.
A rongo, definitely, but... Robert, do you know what this is?
No, that's what I was asking.
Centuries ago, Dutch slavers carried off the last of the islanders who could read and write. Before they did, one of the islanders must have tried to record the language so that later generations could relearn it.
And that stick?
These pictures are not writing. They're all the same, but each set contains one more picture than the last. It's obvious, Robert.
이스터 섬에 살았던 사람들의
What
문자들
is, Samantha?
적어놓은 거죠.
They're numbers. 1 or first,
숫자네요.
2 or second, and so on. This stick you found, we can at last begin a translation.
Ah, well, gosh, good. The symbols you recognize. Where did you see them before?
On Master Lou's tablet.
Doctor? Samantha, thank you. I'd better make a sketch of these glyphs. You may have the stick to aid your research.
마스터루의 타블렛에 적혀있는
Oh,
문자들을
here's your
해석할 수 있는
spark plug
힌트가
tool.
되겠네요.
I borrowed it.
Under the circumstances, I won't complain. You have to go now, don't you?
Yes, with these glyphs, I'm one step farther on my quest. But the end isn't in sight yet.
Well, good luck. Maybe we'll run into each other again in some forgotten corner of the world someday.
Maybe we will.
자, 키스를 받고 따라들어요.
Buenos dias, Mateo.
Buenos dias, Senor Ripley. Welcome back to Lima. There is a message for you.
It's a copy of that radiogram Feng Li sent
한번
before.
들었던 거니까 스킵하도록 하겠습니다. 자, 이제 딴 데로 가야 돼요.
I'd like to book passage.
Si, senor. And where will you be traveling?
모카모체.
Mocha Moche.
Mocha Moche. It is very difficult to reach. Most tourists go to Machu Picchu.
40%
They are
정도
not
간것 같아요.
interested in nameless civilizations no one has heard of before.
I'm told there is a guide who knows Mocha Moche. Luis something.
잔고가
That
하나도
would
없어서
be Luis
현금
Aruño,
박치기로
senor.
매번
He was
이동하고
part of the
있죠.
expedition that discovered the lost city.
Could you arrange for him to guide me there?
No problema. Although he will not enter the city.
Why?
Ghosts, senor. Why else? When will you be leaving?
Now.
Perdóname,
그
senor
어드벤처
Ripley.
게임에 보면은
Your account is empty.
항상
Will you be paying in
마르지
cash?
않는 샘처럼
of
돈이 항상
course.
마르지
Very
않잖아요.
good. Have a
그런
good
거예요.
trip, senor.
The guide must really be scared of ghosts,
무한대의 돈이 여기
leaving me to
있죠.
climb the last 500 feet on my own. But I'm going to need a rope to climb back down that last cliff.
무한대 US 달러입니다.
The rope is the only handhold for
사실
anyone
뉴욕에
crossing the
있는
chasm on that
그
tree.
어디토리움
And I'll also need it to climb back down that cliff.
거기서 돈을 조달하는 거죠. 건너야 되는데. 매번 이렇게 살살살 걷기가 불편해서 나중에는 보강 작업을 하게 됩니다. 이렇게
I'll have to untie it first. Ripley, get a grip on yourself.
그걸 풀어주고
I'll have to untie it first. That won't work. I'll have to untie it first.
일단 갑시다. 이 삽질하는
Excuse me.
본인이 한 명 있죠? Can I buy your... 이걸 사고 싶다고?
Could I buy your ladder?
사다리.
Find your own ladder.
싫어.
Could I buy that
삽은
shovel?
I need it.
싫어.
Digging a
공구를
well?
파냐?
I'm excavating this historical site.
Nonsense. It's plain to see you know nothing about archaeology.
What would you know about it?
I know enough to see you haven't properly prepared the site. You're not uncovering it layer by layer. You have no plan whatsoever.
You know nothing. I carry one of the most respected names in all of archaeology, Menendez.
네, 한탕을 노리고 있죠. 땅을 파서 보물을 찾고 있습니다. 너 죽은 줄 알았는데.
I thought you were dead.
I may be by the time we're through talking.
You can't be Professor Emerita Pre-Columbian Archaeology at the National University of San Marcos in Lima.
No, I'm Emilio Menendez. Uncle Jorge was my uncle, twice removed. Now a third time removed, and for good.
여기서 뭐 하냐?
What are you doing here anyway?
Talking to some nosy busybody when I should be working.
Following up on your uncle's research?
I would need his notes to do that.
연구
They
중이라고
were
하죠.
stolen. What do you suggest?
I know your game, Menendez. You sell artifacts for profit.
What of it?
You're nothing but a
보물들을
common grave robber.
돈 받고
Oh, and
팔아넘기는
did you climb
애네요.
all the way up here for the air? My uncle and I were in the same profession, senor. You think because they call him doctor, he was any better than I?
He respected the past. You rape it.
Be very careful what you say, senor. Grave robber,
뭔가
grave
저주를
digger,
하다가 위협을
it's
받고
much the
있습니다.
same.
아무튼 이게 필요합니다. 이 사다리랑 삽이 필요해가지고.
Have you dug up anything interesting?
Yes, I have. An excellently preserved shrunken head.
슈렁큰 해?
Like to
찌부러진
buy it?
머리?
If the price is right.
750 inti.
아, 이거 나한테 팔겠냐고 리플리가 물어봤는데 750? 라고 했는데 300,
Will you take 300?
600.
600, 400,
400.
Ah, you're stealing the food from my children's mouths. 450.
450 싫어.
Maybe some other time.
아,
I'll talk to you later.
It is up to you, senor.
저거 사야 되나? 한번 다시 한번 말을 걸어봅시다. 세이브하고.
Excuse me. I'm back.
So I see.
If you find anything interesting, let me know.
You will be the first, senor.
아이, 어차피 못 사는 건가? 자, 에메랄드를 줘서 사다리랑 삽을 구합시다.
Excuse me. Would you take this?
For what?
Your ladder, your shovel.
I'll take it as a down payment.
That's an emerald. It's worth thousands. Give it back.
Do not provoke me further, or they'll be digging up your remains in a century or two. Oh, what cursed luck!
What happened?
I sliced up my foot with a shovel. Never happened to me before. I'm a professional.
저기 발등을 찍혔죠?
cursed luck. Wait! The emerald! It's mine now! Don't try crossing the...
제가 아까 로프를 풀어놨기 때문에 건너다가 죽은 것 같네요.
Chasm.
이제 이건 제 겁니다. 저 로프가 필요한데, 여기는 로프가 필요한데
I'll have to untie it first.
이걸 풀어야 된대요. 이걸 풀려면 반대쪽에 가서 풀어서 당겨야 되는데 반대쪽에 갈 수가 없죠 지금.
The rope is the only handhold for anyone crossing the chasm on that tree.
묶여져 있는 건데, 그리고 이럴 때만 건널 수 있는 거라서, 그래서 이걸 대체할 게 필요합니다.
This stele must refer to the city that worshipped the monkey god that Professor Menendez mentioned in his letter. Some of the blocks are missing.
그려주고요. 자, 올라가면 건키줄이 있는데 이걸 로프를 대신해서 이걸 묶어놔야 돼요.
Gosh, the wind. It erupts from below, its fingers plucking at me, insistent, caressing, pushing me up the steps to... what? And the sound, like a choir of the damned. The niche that forms the head, this is no time to play the fool. It's locked or jammed. The guide was right. There are ghosts here. And now the remains of an altar. The remains of an altar. An ancient tower of closely fitted stones. That won't work.
이거 왜 하는지는 저도 몰라요. 그냥 해보는 거죠. 어드벤처에서 그러듯이.
A trough. That won't work.
이걸 열어야 되는데 삽으로 한번 부셔봅시다.
Locked or jammed. It's locked or jammed.
최신 게임이라 이런 잔상이 생기는 건 당연합니다. 최신 게임이라고 그러죠.
Vines cling to the stone wall of the tower.
하나 얻었고요.
This vast central terrace almost forces the attention of any who stand here to the tower. A door of solid copper, yet it lacks a handle or a doorknob. And those symbols inset into the frame, they're similar to the ones on the stele I've sketched. It's some sort of mechanism requiring a combination. I'll have to figure out the combination if I want to get through the door.
이걸 하나 더 찾아야 되는데.
The rope is the only handhold for anyone crossing the chasm on that tree. I'll have to untie it first. You can't do that.
안 걸리네.
I'll have to untie it first. This is no time to play the fool.
줄기를 하나 더 찾아야 돼요. 어디 있지? 하나 더 얻었죠. 이렇게 해서 로프를 두 개 다 반대쪽으로 던져줍시다. 이러면 튼튼해져가지고 저장 한번 하고.
The rope is the only handhold for anyone crossing the chasm on that tree.
이제 로프를
I'll have to untie it first. This is no time to play the fool.
로프를 다시 연결시켜주고.
If I'm going to cross the chasm on that tree trunk, I'd better travel light.
이걸 건널 거면 이거 두 개는 놔두고 가는 게 좋겠다. 빠르게 진행시켜 봅시다. 제가 던진 두 개의 로프를 묶어줘야 되죠.
Ripley, get a grip on yourself.
아이씨, 초록색 먼저 하고, 갈색, 자 이제 다시 건너서, 아니지, 로프를 풀고요. 로프 반대쪽으로 가서 로프를 풀고 자 이제 로프를 구했습니다. 이거 다시 가져가죠 이거. 자 가봅시다. 자 이걸 열어야 되는데 삽으로는 안 열리니까 사다리랑 그어버려야
I'm not thinking. That won't work.
저기로 가야 되는데
This is no time to play the fool.
이 로프를 이 석상에
That won't work.
안 되네?
I'm not thinking. You can't do that. This is no time to play the fool. Ripley, get a grip on yourself.
이렇게 갈지는 저도 몰랐습니다.
I can't see inside the niche from here. I'd better secure this ladder first. It's a long way to Lima from here. Straight down.
최신 그래픽. 아, 로프를 가져와야 되는데.
This vast central terrace almost forces the attention of any who stand here to the tower.
스트레스 받는 퍼즐. 아까 낙서에도 어떤 게 있는데? 숫자랑 이건 이스터 섬에서 구한 거고. 자, 정보가 다 있는지 모르겠는데 한번 해봅시다. 스파이더가 필요한데, 이거 다음에 이거 다음에 들어가고 1, 2, 3, 5, 다섯 번째가 여기 있고, 다섯 번째 아닌데, 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷. 이 두 개는 규칙성이 확실히 있죠. 다섯 번째가 첫 번째로 오고, 얘가 첫 번째로 가고, 얘가 첫 번째로 가겠네요. 그럼 다섯 번째는 얘고, 적어두도록 할게요. 잠시만요. 이 다섯 번째가 얘가 되고, 그리고 얘 다음에는 십자가 다음에는 입술 모양, 그럼 얘가 입술이 되고, 입술 다음에는 얘랑 아닌데, 맞나? 이 순서대로면 같은 게 중복된 게 하나도 없고, 여기도 중복된 게 하나도 없어야 되고, 여기가 가시가 여기로 들어가고, 가시 다음에는 얘랑 전화기 얘랑 그럼 이 세 개는 이렇게 세 개, 그리고 나머지는 이 네 개를 찾아야 되는데, 이 세 개였으니까 1, 2, 3, 4거나 아니면 그거밖에 방법이 없을 것 같은데 저렇게 해보도록 하겠습니다. 십자가 이렇게 하나, 둘, 셋. 얘가 하나, 둘, 셋. 얘부터 오케이. 얘랑 십자가.
Carved from stone. This chain circles the whole dome, then disappears. This is no time to play the fool. These are the same glyphs I saw on the stele.
구멍이 있죠.
Ripley, get a grip on it. This is no holes dot the circumference of the base. I wonder what they're for.
아까 구한 해골을 어떻게 쓰면 될 것 같은데.
Ripley, get a grip on yourself.
여기 머리 위에 두어주고 구멍에 꽂아가지고 돌립니다.
The colors striking each glyph. It must be significant.
뭔가 비밀을 또 밝혀냈습니다.
Got it. I hope it helps.
자, 여기서 볼일을 끝났어요. 나가도록 합시다. 빠르게 진행시켜주고요.
Buenos dias, Mateo.
Buenos dias, Senor Ripley. Welcome back to Lima. There is a message for you.
It's a copy of that.
한번 들었던 거니까 스킵하도록 하겠습니다. 자, 이제 스키임으로 가야 돼요.
I'd like to book pass. Good day.
Sat Sri Akal, Sahib. How may I assist you?
My name is Robert Ripley.
Ah, Mr. Ripley, there are messages for you.
It's a copy of that radiogram thing. Professor named Emilio Menendez, a criminal with a history of looting historical sites. The motive was greed. The nephew had apparently broken into the professor's home in an attempt to steal papers that would lead him to archaeological treasures. Unfortunately, the man seems to have vanished, but police all over Latin America are on the lookout for him. I can only hope that Emilio Menendez will be brought to justice for his despicable crime. Signed, Rafael Campos, Assistant Professor of Archaeology, National University of San Marcos, Lima.
I'm on the trail of a very elusive Chinese gentleman called Master Lu.
Does this gentleman reside in Sikkim, Sahib?
No, but I believe he passed through here some 21 centuries ago.
21 centuries? I have not had the honor of working here that long.
Is there anyone here I can talk to who knows the history of this place?
There are holy men at a temple near the village where I was born. It is said that they were here before all others.
Can you direct me to the temple?
Certainly, Sahib. This road will take you to the Temple of the Hidden Way.
Many thanks,
Taranjeet, Sahib.
Thanks, Taranjeet.
자,
I'd
환전부터
like to
하고요.
buy some rupees. I'd like to send a parcel to New York.
Certainly, Sahib.
전리품을 뉴욕에 있는 자기 전시관에
It
보내도록
will
하는
go out
겁니다.
on tomorrow's plane.
I'd like to send a parcel to New York.
Certainly, Sahib. It will go out on tomorrow's plane.
Thank you, Taranjeet. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Ripley.
저장해두도록 하겠습니다.
A genuine Sikkimese prayer wheel. I'd rather buy that unusual. Nothing of interest to sketch in here. Nothing of interest to sketch in here.
이 사원에 들어가야 되는데 이 사원 들어갈 수 있냐고.
Is the temple open to the public?
The temple is open to no one except those of the temple.
Could I make a small contribution to you personally?
We have no need of money here.
뇌물을 준다고 했는데 필요 없다고 하죠.
Why is the temple called the Temple of the Hidden Way?
The path to true enlightenment is not easily found.
뭔가 반짝였죠? 이 반지를 잘 봐야 됩니다.
How do I find the path to enlightenment?
Study, study, study.
That's not very helpful.
To those who ask the question, I am instructed to say only this. None of my brothers will find what he seeks